Well, all you know, speaking is the only way to get rid of these voices, right? Well, one of the ways, right? Yeah, it could do whatever, right? But teaching or speaking is one of the ways, right? Anyhow, right. So we are addressing the voices that, hey, when you scroll on technology, because remember these things are infiltrations, right? So you're scrolling through your phone, right, and you come across a video, right, with a white person, right, and as soon as you reach the point where the white person now, the voice bowling BOWIT, right? Meaning they're forcing it about to white people, right? So anyhow you take it, this thing is it's starting to become a joke, but it's ending, right? The joke is ending, right? So that's what I'm doing, and it's been happening for like the past when since it started. So every time I scrolling, right? So when I reach a point with a black or brown person, right, the voice would be like IHATE, and then at that moment, right, I can reach that person, right? And then when I scroll again, I see a video with a white person, they'll be like BOWIT, right? BOW space IT, right? I don't want to repeat the phrases really because that's the phrases that they're using, and they'll capture my voice and put it in a nanotech and say that is my voice, right? That's what they're doing to people. But anyhow, um, yeah, so that's what been going on is the daddy genocide agenda to get rid of colored peoples by the way, right? And I will address it until the voices leave, right? Because it's an ongoing thing that happened, and I had to keep making these videos talking about it until the voices leave, right? So that's why I just letting people what been going on in case that happening to all it too. You know that hey, them thing not coming from inside that earlier, right? But it's a intrusive voice coming from externally into you, reflecting how those people is think, whoever it is doing it, right? And it have nothing to do with you, right? But it had to do with the external voices that intruding upon your space, which is your personal body, your mind, right? So so when it's scrolling now, and that's horrible, right? That's real horrible. And I know, hey, if that was me, I'd have spent some time with myself and I'd have addressed that within myself. But I know it's not me, so I'm speaking out about it. I'll be like, hey, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, right? This is wrong, right? This is actually so evil and so manipulative, so evil on the next flipping level to go that extent. So that's the blueprint, right? Remember in a past video I was talking about the genocidal blueprint that is set up, right? And they're trying to use me for, but I opposing it, I resisting it, right? It's a genocidal blueprint, right? And they're trying to use me to wipe out my own people and colored people, right? And I'm opposing it, resisting it, right? That's why you find out that colored people gonna be hating on me because white people been using me as a colored person, right, to try to genocide out my people in a subtle and sinister way. And I've been opposing it, fighting day and night, day and night, day and night. I fight in that, right? Day and night, right? Because if it is like conducting that against us, right, equally it had to be happening, right? So a person brown or black die here, a person white had to die, right? Or Chinese or Middle Eastern, right? That's how it had to go, right? That's how it had to go, right? Hey, a royal member family die of mine, a royal member family had to die of yours. That's how it had to go. That's how it had to go. It's not eliminating these people. It's not eliminating that people and all staying in power and all staying in control. All you know it and nothing like that no more. Once I hear it and nothing like that no more. Right? So this thing, while you're doing this blueprint, all you're setting up, because I have a blueprint that been functioning, right? Which is not a universal blueprint, but is a human, is an earthly blueprint that was set up, right? That are set up in a way to function in a way to allow brown and blacks to kill out themselves, right? That is the earthly genocidal blueprint, right? Which is what God exposed me to because it is against his will. It's against the will of the universe and the creator of the universe. That earthly genocidal blueprint that been going on behind the scene. That when you scroll on your phone, this is the unseen realm now, right? What been going on? The sinister part, the evil part of the unseen realm. What been going on is that when you've been scrolling your phone, and this is what killing out your people before the time. When you scroll on your phone, right, and you reach a point, whether on Facebook or on YouTube or whatever, and you reach a white person, right, and they say, hey, I BOW to that person, and then when I scroll again and reach a brown or black person, right, they say I HT. It is, right? So that energy now, remember, everything is energy. Everything is energy, right? So and that is sound and that is subtle sound, right? Not everybody have access to that sound and that subtle sound. I don't know, God probably give uh plenty of people access to that sound by now or not, right? But anyhow, it is subtle sound, it is part of the unseen sinister realm, right? So that's the genocidal blueprint now. And it is set up to eliminate certain people, right? Before the time or kind of thing, right? This song and crazy, but hey, this is how it been this is why all these things been happening to colored persons, right? This is why these things been happening, right? It's a sinister, unseen, evil, earthly operation, right? Um, so these are things that I never even think about while I scroll. So I'm like, why? Hey, I scroll in normal. This is not even part of my unconscious or subconscious thought. So I know, hey, this is an intrusive thought. It's coming from me. Because that's not something I ever think about when I scroll in. I scroll and I see something, I click on it, I watch it for the content, I move on. Right? I don't give energy to that kind of thing. Right? So that is that, right? Let me just adjust that so that our voice will just clearly flipping away. Right, good.